I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Dylan Bowden.
We are Pop Culturists, and this is E3PopC, popculturist.com's E3 coverage. It's been the end of day one, Dylan.
Yes, it has been. Day one is over.
We've seen conferences from EA and from Bethesda.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we have. Now, I might add that this is E3. I have not seen E1 and E2, so is there anything I need to know about those to keep up with this?
You are fine, the sequels mean nothing. Electronic Entertainment Expo.
Entertainment Expo, thank you very much.
Hence the 3Es.
In Los Angeles, live this morning.
Yeah.
For us.
We got up at a nice 5:30 this morning.
Yes, we did.
To sit down in our dressing gowns and be quite comfortable. You had a lovely blue blanket. You were very comfy. It was good times.
It was quite warm.
That was all to take in the EA conference. Do you want to kick things off?
EA Electronic Arts.
That party's right about, yes?
Yes.
So how, kick things off, where did EA start things?
EA started things with a little game they like to call Titanfall 2.
Yeah, very, very interesting.
Yes, I'm very excited for this. I was like, Titanfall came out on Xbox One.
Yeah, because you're an Xbox owner, so did you get your hands on it?
No, because as far as I'm aware, Titanfall was an online game only.
That's correct.
And it was multiplayer. So I didn't have online, so I couldn't play it. And I don't have time for multiplayer, so I didn't buy it.
Fair enough.
But it was incredibly popular. It's like one of their biggest sellers.
Well, it was one of the launch titles, so that's where it sort of got its numbers from.
Yeah.
This one is not Xbox only.
No,
this will be on PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
That is correct.
Looks pretty interesting with a release date of October 28.
Yeah, so it's
2016.
Not long away, but it's still...
It's within that 6-month window, which is about fine. It's enough time to get sort of some PR working. And funny enough, it's a week... let's see, where are we? I believe it's a week week after another game that they talked about.
That's right.
Which will be
pretty close, 1 week apart. Well, I'm excited about this because they have added a campaign mode in this one.
That's true. This one does have the single player, which the previous one did not. One of the biggest things were lacking about it. They did show a little bit about the single player campaign in terms of you get to what's the word? The mech. That's the word I wanted. The mech. The mech sentient. You can talk to it. It's like Bicentennial Man, except you can climb inside it.
I don't know about them climbing people in Bicentennial. But yeah, so essentially the mechs are sentient, and the mech's driver, I suppose, the pilot, dies, and so it's kind of useless without its pilot. So it's searching for another pilot, and it finds this rifleman character, and against protocols, it kind of unites with him because he has, and I quote, it was no other option. So it's got this deep Optimus Prime-y voice. We had no other option, and he teams up with this new character.
Yeah.
And it looks awesome. Like the IGN people were explaining before, like a Spielbergian kind of thing of him being lost in the pilot lost. And I'm like, oh my God. And I don't know if it's
I doubt it'd be that deep.
Well, I don't know. It looked exciting. I don't know if it's a trailer that got me into that mindset or what they said, but I was like, oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. And they also showed a bit more of the multiplayer as well in terms of some of the skills and stuff you can get. There's a grapple, very similar to that of Just Cause, and a lot of that sort of gravity-defying wall running, which Titanfall really pushed forward, that then Call of Duty sort of pulled from as well.
And they had like that gravity grenade where they threw it and then it sucked all the people together.
Yeah.
Blew them away.
Very, very cool. Next up, we got into what was essentially EA's sports area. Now, this is where it lost most of my interest.
Well, I thought it was interesting that Madden 17, so the 17th game in the series, also coincides with the year that it's in. Isn't that a coincidence?
That's absolute coincidence. And then FIFA was the same thing as well. It's hard to believe they've made 17 FIFA and Madden games.
Well, there's even more than that, because they said that FIFA started in 1992, I believe.
Yeah, what was really interesting? What was interesting and sort of a really dumb decision was they crossed over to London, so they had one in LA, one in London, and they crossed to London to talk about Madden. That is not the place to talk about Madden. But then they did go into FIFA as well.
They were just talking about football in general. They called everybody in London and said, we're talking about football. It's got
It's like Madden, like,
and some FIFA as well. And they're like,
oh yeah.
What was this gridiron shit?
Well, okay, so in terms of Madden, they allegedly have overhauled everything. I believe it's running on the Frostbite engine now, which is great. That Frostbite engine is beautiful. But what can you really do from a annual game? Same as FIFA as well. They mentioned that they now have this journey mode, which is like an advanced storytelling.
Well, they brought out that guy who I didn't know who he was. Alex Hunter, is that his name?
Yeah, he was.
I don't know if he's a real person or just a character in the game.
No, he's the manager for Manchester United, I believe.
No. The actual guy. That
Alex Hunter.
And he came out like doing pantomimes like, "Where am I? You don't know who I am, but
you wait.
will.
You wait till you see my story.
I'm gonna be someone." And you're just like, "What?"
I mean, no
and
one.
then they show the trailer for the journey, and you're like, "Oh."
I'm like, "What the fuck's this garbage?" And then they explain. I'm like, "What the fuck's this garbage?"
Well, it's like a campaign mode for FIFA 2017. And it follows not only... I don't even think it follows his on-field journey. It's mostly his off-field journey.
Yeah, so they're sort of implying that you can leave the pitch and do some life choices, like, drug addiction, banging Spice Girls.
Super
Like, it can only be really, really interesting that I will not play.
They were on a plane. I saw that.
Yeah.
Something getting recruited by managers in limousines.
In terms of graphics-wise, it didn't look that amazing, but it didn't look horrible either. It was just
they motion captured some of the players and showed them playing, the four main players.
Yeah, then they showed...
sport that FIFA is, which is...
Soccer or football.
Soccer, okay.
Then they showed... the managers, like there's there's so many teams, but we only put 3 managers in. One of them looks like the cigarette smoking man, as you mentioned.
Yeah, 17 managers missed out. And then there was this riveting interplay by, as you were saying, the coach is
the manager
of Manchester United, and he said, "My son plays the games." Oh, does he use the coins? He has the debit card. And he's like, "All right, well, thank you. You can leave the stage now."
They threw together like more of that just garbage, like come on the stage and be awkward. And they're like, okay. And they did. So credit to them. They showed of Mass Effect Andromeda.
So that is, of course, they had Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, which are huge games with the Shepard character, and now this is like apparently jumped into the future where they're looking for a new Earth, and you have this new character exploring desolate new worlds with a whole lot of dangers. It's an exploration kind of game. Yeah,
so it's got to kind of give them that benefit of starting fresh. It's like it's rebooting without rebooting. So everything that you've done prior does, by the looks of it, take place into this, but you do go to a new part of the galaxy. You go into the Andromeda Galaxy.
And you just different planets.
Things as someone that's not played Mass Effect before, I am very interested, though. I think it does look really, really cool. It's also running on the Frostbite engine. I think almost everything is, which should make it really easy to develop for. Across the board, if everyone has access to the same engine, they can do some good stuff with it.
Indeed.
They did show a little bit of story gameplay. Still no release date, even though they did mention it was delayed until 2017. Yesterday. Mm-hmm. So it is very interesting that they didn't go any further than that. However, they did start talking about EA Originals. Now, based on Unravel's announcement of last year, they were, hey, let's look at a bit more independent stuff. Yeah. So there's a lot of good things that come out of that. They did sort of talk about how any of the profits that do come out of EA Originals, all of it goes to the developer.
Well, really? What advantage do they get out
allegedly?
of it?
So it's sort of them giving them a distribution that they need.
Yeah, but what profits do they make out of it?
There's got to be something. Something's got to come out of it.
All profits.
It can't. It's EA showing that they have a heart. That they're not just some big conglomerate. They do care about the little guy.
But what did you think of the game that they displayed?
Fee. I was interested. It didn't hit me like Unravel did. Last year I was like, oh my god, I need to play this game. And I did. It was fucking awesome. But it just, Fee did not bring it for me.
These indie games, it seems like there's a template for them. They have to have like this unique art style, and they have to have this violin playing in the background, and they have to have this spirit
and no dialogue, and they talk, and they have a message.
Yeah, they used to be interesting and different, and now they're all the same. So, I don't know. Could be good. It looks like black and white Spyro to me.
It's not for me, but I'd be. I might check it out just in case. But what is for me? Star Wars. They showed nothing. Absolutely nothing.
They showed a lot of people working or looking at storyboards.
Similar to that of last year, I think. They were like, let's show a dev diary video. Let's show you about the Star Wars game we're making. Not the Star Wars game we'll show you. We'll just show you what we're making. So they did talk about next year's Battlefront.
Yes.
Which was interesting.
They showed Lando Calrissian and Cloud City.
So they showed what future DLC they had, but they also showed that they are working on a Battlefront 2.
With Force Awakens characters.
They mentioned there will be some characters from the new movies.
Levels.
Now,
Campaign.
Yes, campaign, single player campaign, which is what everyone was demanding out of this one, but they did.
But it was also mentioned that they developed the campaign for Battlefront 1 and scrapped it
due to demand of getting it out to tie in with The Force Awakens.
So will it just be that carried over and finished off?
I think it might be tightened and maybe a bit better.
So probably the original
it is a combination of two studios. It is DICE working with another one who I've forgotten. When we were live tweeting, I did point it out, but I've now forgotten. So they did also show what the Respawn, which Titanfall developers are working on their game. That will be more than likely in 2019, I think they said.
2017?
2017 was Battlefront.
Really?
Yeah. What? So 2018 they showed a little bit interview with Amy Hennig and what her role in game they're making at Visceral Games.
Brand new characters, brand new worlds.
Based on
Things
Tatooine.
you've never seen before in a time period you've never seen before on Tatooine,
yeah. I trust Amy Hennig. I'm really, really keen to play that. I wish they showed more than just, hey, we're working on a game. One thing they did show a lot of is Battlefield.
Battlefield, they did. That looked incredible.
Contrary to Battlefront, they showed a lot of Battlefield.
They did. And played a lot of it as well.
Yeah. So, it looks really, really cool. They showed like sort of a grittiness that they sort of got out of World War One. They mentioned dynamic weather effects, which would be interesting.
Yeah.
And they just showed like a Zeppelin, like a big, massive thing that can sort of switch the battle.
Yeah.
But it's also a massive target, so it's also really dangerous.
Yeah, you can take full control of that.
They showed a little bit of this, like I guess, some campaigny sort of stuff. They showed footage of it in the tank. The shot going off next to some guy's head.
You think that'll play a part? He's like ringing his ears. You think he'll have hearing loss in it? It'll play part of the story, or is that too deep?
That's too deep because then, like, you'll spend half the game like,
that line only on the left side, the left speaker. They turn that off.
But they did also show. So in the post show after the conference, they did show a 64-player match.
Yep, live stream.
Yeah, live stream where there was a number of celebrities. So they crossed over to the arena area, I guess, where they showed Zac Efron and Jamie Foxx.
In retrospect, I think that they were waiting in line for the toilet, and they just happened to be like, hey, set the camera up over here. Hey, look, it's Jamie Foxx and Zac Efron. It's like, hey,
because apparently they're like the team leaders. They're like, so you ready to belt? And they're like, yeah.
And money. Not even that. I was like, yeah, man. I'm not gonna
you said let's get ready to fight. There was also Terry Crews was there. We saw Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Lion, actually.
Snoop Lion. I don't know what he goes at anymore. But there's a couple of different celebrities there as well.
Yes.
Now this is recorded a little bit after the show, so we get to see the leaderboard standings at the end of the match. Terry Crews, not so good at Battlefield.
Second to last.
Yeah, second to a model of some sort.
Oh.
I think he got like 0 kills, 8 deaths or something. So, well done, Terry Crews.
Well played.
As someone that's never really delved into the E3 coverage before,
yes.
How do you feel this conference went?
Well, I didn't quite know what to expect. I thought it would be like rah, 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 like them, like, who likes video games? Woo! And like hype men and things like that. And it was pretty mellow. Like they came out and they talked about it. But then, of course, when we saw the next presentation, that was all show, lights, and all sorts of exciting things. So this one definitely seemed very mellow and laid back. And in retrospect, like you were saying, a little bit unfocused where it jumped around between different things. And it was kind of like sports, game, sports, a little bit of this, more sports.
Now, this comes from commentary from another source. They talked about how EA's catalog is too diverse, and it's very difficult for them to show everything, which makes 100% sense. Now, we know they would want to focus on their annual franchises. They want to look at their Madden, at their FIFA, because that makes a ton of money. That's obviously what EA are incredibly good at. So it makes sense. However, everything else outside of Battlefield is let's show you games that we're working on. No release dates, No plans. Just, we're working on it. This is what happens when you don't know. When they're like, shit, I guess we have a conference to make. Star Wars! You love Star Wars! Woo! Let's show some FIFA.
Well, what if they just came out and said, hey, you know how we've been having FIFA for like 20 odd years, even more?
Yeah.
Guess what? There's more FIFA. You like Madden? More Madden. All right, see you later.
Yeah, but that's what they really should have done. Instead, they were like, hey, look, you know we're working on this stuff, so let's show you us working on it.
Couldn't they have made like teaser trailers? Teaser trailers are easy.
Yeah.
Like, especially Star Wars. Just put some of the old music in there.
Yeah.
Get people hyped. Black screen. Put in a Darth Vader breathe. Put up a title. People will go nuts.
But the concern is like there is a big discussion at the moment of like, are we announcing games? Like, not we. Like, are studios announcing games too early? And I think this conference showed exactly that. You know, they were talking about things that have no plans of coming out in the next like foreseeable future.
Well, I think there was 4 Star Wars games they were working
on. They were talking about they said there's 7 studios that are working on Star Wars games. Out of the 3 they talked about, 1's coming out next year maybe, and the rest are within the next 2 to 3 years.
But what if one of them doesn't happen? It's just embarrassing when you're like, oh,
exactly.
we're really excited
That's
about
why
this.
you shouldn't have to. That's why you shouldn't announce games too early. But yeah, overall, EA very lackluster in terms of a conference. There was nothing that really sort of pushed the hype. But if you want to find out our reactions as we're doing them, be sure to follow us on Twitter at THPopCulturist. We are live streaming every conference right here below. Be sure to use the hashtag E3PopC because that's what we're following when we're using that one. We made it up for fun. But
it rhymes.
It rhymes. Hey, it does rhyme. It's good. Pretty smart. But let's move over to the next conference on our next video. Be sure to follow us and keep it on. Subscribe and all our discussions as we go throughout the week. But I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Dylan Bowden. Make sure to check out the popculturist.com.
That's true.
To catch any of our write-ups that we might do on these things and a little bit more depth.
You'll hear from us soon.